YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube or you want to watch this afterwards, it's up on my YouTube page, Drum Clips. Like I said, if you're watching this afterwards or you're watching it on YouTube, you can't win the prizes. Unfortunately, you have to be in it to win it. So it's only for those people watching live. So I'm going to be around hopefully now for about 45 minutes. I've got, like I said, some drum news. We've got a few things we can talk about. And I'm open for questions. So anyone that's got any questions, then please put them in the question mark box at the bottom and I will come to those. It could be anything. Like I said, I think today I said I could talk about anything to do with drumming, football, coffee, whatever. Okay, just stick them in that. I'll probably stay off the politics, to be fair. I don't think I should get into the politics. I think that's the one I will stay off of. But anything you want to talk about, like I said, put them in the question mark box. And I will get to those as well. So anyway, it's good to see so many people that I know. Like I said, a few people have reached out to me and said that I haven't done one of these for a while. And to be fair, the reason for that is I've had a lot on, which is great. It's been really good. I'm sorry about that. That's what, Nicholas, that's one of the news sections I've got. I'm not even going to tell you what Nicholas has just come up and said for those that are watching this later, because I'm going to discuss this in a minute. But yeah, so I've had a lot on, which is great. Things I think are starting to go back. I've been talking to, as you probably are aware, I talk to a lot of people within the industry, and some people are getting back to some work. In the UK, if you're watching this from out the UK, we did another government trial event. We did download at the weekend. So I guess they're waiting for the data to see if that's okay, but obviously it's okay for thousands of people to stand in the capital of London, stand around a football screen and watch football, jump on each other and dance and sing, but it's not okay for us to get our gigs back. But anyway, let's not go down there. So download was at the weekend. Like I said, if you've got any questions, so I apologise for not really getting up on top of this at the moment. And like I said, there's been a lot going on, and I think I get this sort of expression that things are gradually starting to come back for people. So I haven't also done any live chats for a couple of weeks. Antonio Sanchez was the last one we did, which was 2 weeks ago. And like I said, the last live Instagram chat that I did like this, or the show that I did like this, is the 11th of May. So I'm going to get started. So we're going to start with some drum news. So if you have got any questions, then like I said, anything at all, doesn't necessarily have to be questions. It can be anything you want me to talk about, anything you want to look at. Stick them in that question mark box, because I don't catch everything that comes through. We will cover a few things today. There will be some giveaways, so stick around, because I'm going to give away some stuff today as well. If you're new to this, this is my Monday night live Instagram show that I started. I looked back actually, and I've done about 14 of these. So it's pretty open. There's a drum lesson in here, there's etc, etc. So let's start with some news. And there's loads of news. So I want to just start off by saying, somebody's already mentioned it on here, but a good buddy of mine, but also a drummer that I was a huge fan of and influenced me a lot, Phil Gould, has got his, I think this is his second new album out. It's called A Beautiful Wounds. You can get it on whatever platforms you want to get it. You can actually buy the vinyl. You can, well, however you want to do it. It's a lovely album. Phil's an incredible musician. Obviously was the drummer for Level 42, original member of Level 42 and the founder member of Level 42, if you don't know who Phil Gould was. You should go and check him out. But anyway, that's a great album. It came out yesterday or maybe the day before. It's got lots and lots of great musicians on it. So either go over to Phil's, or do both. Go over to Phil's social media and follow him. But also, like I said, download it or buy it or whatever you do, however you get your music, go and check that out. So it's Phil Gould's new album, Beautiful Wounds. And like I said, I think it's his second album, solo album. Next one is, there's a new single out by the drummer from Slade, Don Powell. And it's Don Powell's big band. And it's Let There Be Drums, which is an old 60s song, if you're not familiar with it, which was done by Sandy Nelson. But it's Don Powell with friends, and it's got lots and lots of great drummers on it, mainly from the Midlands area seem to be on it, but it's a lot of fun. He's doing it for charity, and again, it's an amazing charity. It's for all those people within our industry, in the music industry, that are in the drivers, the techs, the security, the catering, the wardrobe, all those people that haven't been able to get back to work. Now, obviously, a lot of us musicians haven't been able to get back to work as well, but obviously that has such a knock-on effect, as we've talked about so many times before. And to put that into some kind of perspective, if you look at a band like the Rolling Stones, you're probably affecting about 500 people at least a night that are now not working, whether that's drivers, whether that's the techs, whether that's catering, whatever it is, it has such a massive effect. And then, of course, you've got the theatres, all those people that work in the theatres, whether they're in the bar, selling programmes, etc., they're not working. And then the knock-on effect is to the area outside, the cafes, the pubs, etc., etc., etc. Most of you that have been following any of these know how all this works. And so Don Powell is another one. A lot of people have been doing this. Don Powell Big Band has put out this single called Let There Be Drums. They've got involved with We Make events. Again, if you don't know much about We Make events, go and check them out. They're doing a lot for trying to support and help musicians and crew, etc., etc., that are involved in the music or the arts. So go and check them out. You can find Don Powell Big Band. Go and look at it on YouTube, or again, you can download it. Obviously, it'd be great if you could buy it, or you could make a contribution of some kind to the charity to help that out. In other drumming news, Evans Drumheads have just, in fact, today released a new heavyweight UV dry snare head. So it's a new head that's just come out. I received this a couple of days ago, our UK magazine. I know it's backwards when you look at it. YouTube, you should be fine. It's the new Rhythm magazine. Again, a good buddy of mine. I think he's down as editor. Yeah. He's got a beautiful picture of him, Carl Brazil, at the front. Like I said, I know it's backwards for you, but it's the ultimate session drummers about Jeff Picarlo, Masters of Groove. So this new magazine's coming in. I think it's number 6 under the new owners. So it's number 6. I've talked about it before. It's a lovely feeling magazine. Feels good. Great content. I'm not going to read out all the drummers in here because there's far too many. It'd be easy for me to say to you who's not in it, and I'm not in it. So there you go. That's the easiest way of saying it. But no, on a serious note, there's so many great drummers. So that's the new Rhythm magazine that's just come out. UK Drum Show, which you know I'm involved in. We've just announced our final artist on the main stage. There's going to be 4 or 5 different stages this year. It's new, it's in Liverpool, and Todd Zuckerman has just been announced for the main stage. I think he might be closing the Sunday night or the Saturday night. I can't remember which way around. But go and check that out, UK Drum Show. Check the website out. Keep up to date with those. Like I said, there's going to be 4 or 5 various stages there. The main stage, which is really a clinic stage, so it's purely performance. That's happening, and that lineup's almost completed now. I'm going to have a go here, but I think I'm going to miss too many people. But Annika Niles is playing there. Eddie Thrower's playing on that main stage. Todd Zuckerman, as I just said. Virgil Donati's on the main stage. Josh Nichols on the main stage. Like I said, I'm going to miss too many people, so go and check it out. But then my room, I've got the masterclass suite, so if you don't know much about those events, that's more education. Mike Johnston, who's also on the main stage, has also got an education room this year where he's doing some drum lessons. So a new venue in Liverpool, so go and check that out, ukdrumshow.co.uk or .com. Go and check that out, or go and follow them. The Steve Gadd book is out. We've talked about it before. Gadamints. This isn't the book. I actually haven't got the book yet. This is some bits they sent over for me to look at and play around with. So the Gadamints. This is the first Steve Gadd drum book. Can you believe that? The first Steve Gadd drum book. And if any of you watched the live Instagram chat that I did with Ron Wallace a few weeks ago. You would have seen we were talking about that, and this is something that's a good thing that's come out of lockdown, because Steve was sitting around, had nothing to do, and so he decided to write a book. And I love some of the exercises, and maybe today we might play around with some of those in a lesson. But anyway, that's out now. So Hudson Music, again, check that out, or go to Steve Gadd's either social media pages or his website, and you can find out more information about that. Totally recommend that. I told you there's a lot of news, didn't I? Next one, we've got LP have just released a couple of really cool, I actually haven't got them with me, I was hoping to get some today. Really cool new products. One's called the Tambour Stick and one's called the Tambour Ring. And basically they are, they're very similar to this, where you've got tambourine, but one you put over your cymbal, and like I said, one you put you hold in your hand, or you hit it with a stick. So check those out. I'm sure that some of you may or may have not have seen by now the Ladbrokes commercial, which I was involved with, and I had to keep it very quiet, which is one of the reasons why I was also busy and couldn't do some of these couldn't do some of these chats. So I coordinated that. 160 drummers. So if you haven't caught it, you don't live in the UK, and you haven't seen the TV commercial geared around the Euros, you can see it on YouTube. Just put in Ladbrokes. Again, that was involved as well with We Make Events, so the timing was brilliant, and for me it was great, A, to be involved in a project like that, working with a blank canvas and how can we do it, and B, to get 160 drummers in work. It was an 8-day shoot overall, filming, and also it was great to get so many backline companies. Some of the companies hadn't worked for 12 months, so again, that's a lot of drums and cymbals that they had to get out and find for that, and their techs. So it was great. It was a great project to be involved with. Obviously, it was drums. I had to do it. When they asked me, I really wanted to do it. I wanted to coordinate it, and I wanted to do it because it got so many drummers out there working again. So we can talk about that if that's something you want to talk about. Like I said, put that in. If you've got any questions about that, stick that in the. Mr. Pete Ray Biggin is back in the UK. I know you can't. If you're watching this afterwards, Pete's been away, living the life in Bali, stranded in Bali for the last, I don't actually know, 6 months I think it's been, Pete. But I know he's back in the UK. I saw him land, and ever since Pete's been back in the UK, I did notice that it's the rain's been coming down. So thanks for that, Pete. So welcome back to the UK. So anyway, like I said, any questions? Please drop me a like. Put something in the question mark box. If you want to talk about the Ladbrokes commercial, I'm happy to talk about that. If you don't, I think there's some people on here that actually were involved in that commercial. So let's see what I've got in the question mark box to start with. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Wait a minute. It's someone that must obviously know me. So, right, this is Lavers and Converse. Okay. What is your favourite way to make coffee, and do you use sugar and creamer? So, first of all, are you from America? Creamer, maybe, I would imagine that's an American, so maybe you put that in there. But let me see where you're from. Well, first of all, I've got coffee, and something that happened, if you're in the house still, tell me if you're in America, where you're coming from. So something that happened recently, which again I was really proud about, was, so let me go back. Over the last 16, 17 months, when the world changed for all of us, obviously a lot of us probably learned new skills, and there was a lot of things. Florida, USA, I loved it. I knew it was the creamer that gives it away. So we call it milk, but when I was talking about this to someone the other day about creamer, it always reminds me of hotels in America when you get your coffee. So so something that happened was, we all went into lockdown. We all went into this strange world that we've all been living in the last, and we all learned new skills. And Instagram was probably one of my new skills that I learned. I learned to practice a lot more. I learned to teach online. I hadn't done any of this before. And maybe that's something you can also come in here and talk about, whether you learn any new skills, good positive things. Obviously, unfortunately, we've all got lots of negative things that have happened over that period of time, but we're keeping it positive. But one great drummer in the UK, Ben Stone, plays for Tom Jones, Mike and the Mechanic, excellent drummer, young drummer, who was also actually involved in the Ladbrokes commercial. I think he was on the rooftop scene. Him and his wife obviously couldn't work, there was no touring going on, had a young family, lived in Wales. They set up a coffee company, and they sent me, I think they got in touch, they knew that I liked coffee, and they got in touch, Ben got in touch with me around about Christmas time and said, look, can I send you a parcel? And he sent me some of their beans, Ethiopian beans, and they were great, I loved them. And I am a little bit choosy, it's bizarre, and you know, Mark Giuliana and Zach Danziger are totally responsible for this. They got me into knowing the difference between good coffee and bad coffee, and to be honest, I wish they hadn't, because it was a lot easier before, but now they got me into having good coffee. So Ben Stone and his wife set up a coffee company, Stone House Coffee. Stone House Coffee, okay, remember there's a plug for them. But I really liked the coffee, it was great, really fresh beans. They got the beans to you within 24 hours of making, very, very small company. And so I started using their coffee, I started drinking it, started telling people, etc., etc. And then they asked me to be an ambassador. I didn't know what that meant. Didn't know if that meant I had to go and run a country or live somewhere or go to Wales and live in Wales and fly a flag or something. I didn't know what ambassador meant. And luckily my children told me. And I am now a Stone House Coast Roast coffee ambassador, which is great. I'm drinking it right now. It's really, really good. They give me a discount, which I've been putting up here as well. Anyone that wants to order any of the coffee, you just put MD10 in and you get 10% off. But it's a really good coffee, but it was also good for me because I wanted to support the small businesses. Obviously, Ben's a drummer as well, but like I said, it was hit him hard as well as anyone else. And so it's a positive that's come out of this. Now, to answer your other question, I've got a coffee machine. So I'm actually, I don't drink coffee. I like coffee with milk, or as you're calling it, creamer. I don't drink sugar, so I like lattes. Okay, so don't give me a tough time. I'm a latte drinker. I like my milk. You know, the Giulianas and the Danzigers give me a tough time because, you know, they feel that you shouldn't be drinking coffee like that. You should be drinking it black and get the true taste. So I don't put any sugar in it. I like lattes. I try to restrict myself. Like I said, we've got a very good machine now that we bought a few years ago. So I buy whole beans, and that's what we do. So there you go. There's the coffee one. Good question. Great way to start. Anyone have thought I'd set that one up? Right. What else we got in here? Different drum shows. Right. Ali. Let's get this question up. Ali, any news on the different drum shows, UK and Europe? Okay, any different shows? Okay, well we've announced the UK drum show for April, and that's going to change location. We did it for the last few years in Manchester. We moved it to Liverpool purely for a couple of reasons. Number one was always the plan to move it around. But number two, we needed a bigger venue, a bigger exhibition hall anyway. And number three, because we want it to work, we want it to happen, we also felt that we needed a bigger auditorium so that if we have restrictions, we can deal with it. So we're in Liverpool. It's an amazing venue. It's a massive venue, huge venue. I think Neil, who runs the show, has already told me that the exhibition area is already sold out, which is great news. Regarding other shows around Europe, no one's really committed at the moment from what I'm hearing. And I think the problem is that obviously is the travel. I don't know what it's like where different people are around the world, but in the UK at the moment, We can't go to many places, and if we can go to places, we may have to isolate for 10 days, etc., etc. So, I don't actually know what's happening yet. I think they've just attempted to do the Summer NAMM show in America. I think they're going to do PASIC this year, which is November, and that's out in Indianapolis. And I know that's not Europe, by the way, but I'm just trying to say the ones that I know about. I've spoke to various companies, I've spoke to various people, and I'm in contact with a lot of people. Like I said, the problem at the moment is there's two major issues. Number one, we don't really know what's going on. A lot of people, as the theatres and bands, have set up tours and then had to cancel them and lost money on it. So no one wants to commit to booking a venue, which is one of the reasons why we changed the venue, the date for the UK Drum Show from October, November to April, because we felt that there was just not enough time to get it sorted. We didn't really know what the landscape was going to look like. So that's number one, is trying to find somewhere and getting that stuff. Number two is money. Simple. The industry has taken a major hit. Obviously, as we all know, it's obvious the arts has been hit badly, and you know, companies have got to recoup their money somehow. So money's going to be tight. So I can't see companies easily being able to commit to big shows, probably anymore. And I'm talking about the big shows now. So I think that the landscape is going to look different. And so although there's some little shows happening, I think I saw a few little shows in America maybe happening, but the problem is, like I said, is now it's that freedom of movement, whether people can go. So right now, all I know is that the UK Drum Show is happening in April. That's about all I know that's been absolutely nailed to the wall, confirmed is going to happen. But like I said, things are going to look differently, sadly, because even when we do come out of this, the budgets have been hit. Budgets are going to, and I don't think they're going to recoup for 5-10 years. I mean, how do you get back from this? How do we get back from this as a society? If you've relied purely on that kind of money, and you've had to take loans, or you've had to remortgage your house, or whatever it might have been that professional musicians and people have had to do, used up all their savings. You know, they've got to get that back in. So it's the same. Obviously, it's the same for the industry. So let's see what else we got. There's another question here. Right. Oh, that's the same question. Oh, right, here we go. I thought it was. Okay, so Kieran was in the commercial. In fact, Kieran got a feature. So Kieran's just come up and he said, "Hey Mike, best drum director ever. Super proud to be a part of the TV commercial." Hang on, the last bit's missing, so I've got to come back and read it in the other section. So I don't know why Instagram puts the whole thing. What was your favourite scene to be involved with? Okay, good. Oh, Kieran was brilliant. And I hope you don't mind me saying this, Kieran, but Kieran came to me. Kieran was in the pub scene. If you watch it, like I said, you can watch it on YouTube. Don't matter where you are in the world. Put Ladbrokes TV commercial in, or 160 drummers. Whatever you put in, you're going to find this commercial. We play together, I think, is the hashtag. Kieran was great. He's in the pub scene. He is the drummer that is sitting behind the three guys watching the football. I am correct here, aren't I, Kieran? I'm sure that is the slot that you did in the end. And I loved Kieran, and I'll tell you why, because he's exactly what our industry is all about, because he was a little bit concerned. I hope you don't mind me talking about this. He was worried about how we would do this, like everyone was. And he nailed it, and I am correct. Good. And Kieran said to me afterwards, it was easy for him to understand it, but he was very, very concerned about how it was going to do. So for that, to give you a quick rundown, I don't even know if you're interested actually, but thanks for calling me the best director. To give you a quick rundown about that commercial, I was approached by a music company, Siren Music, to coordinate the drummers. Ash Sowen played on the track, so he played on top of the track to enforce the drums. They asked Ash, they then decided that they wanted 160 drummers, but didn't know what, that was it. They wanted 160 drummers in this commercial, didn't know what to do with them, how they were going to do it, etc., etc., but that's what the client wanted, i.e. Ladbrokes. And so Siren Music asked Ash if he'd be able to teach the drummers and do that, and he went, no, I can't do that, but I know a man who can. So obviously with my track record from before, with the Olympics and the Champions League and blah, 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 they got me involved. I have to say, what was so good working with those people was, number one, so it was Ladbrokes is the client, Netherlands were the agency, a great agency, so Ladbrokes would have gone to Netherlands and said, right, listen, this is what we want to do, can you make it work? So they said, yeah, and then they bring in the team. And then they brought in Rogue Films, which was an amazing company, really, really award-winning film company, and then Siren provided the music. And so that's how it all works. Within 24 hours of them announcing what they were trying to do, they had 1,500 applications, drummers, for 160 places. So 1,500, so they had to stop it. On the end of the day, they couldn't believe it. Netherlands were like, "Oh my, we're just overwhelmed by this." And then when they told me they had 1,500 videos, I said, "Look, I don't want to look at 1,500 videos. I haven't got the time to look through 1,500 videos." And to be fair, they needed to look to see what they liked the look of, and then I could deal with what I could work with. So they sent me a selection of drummers, or they broke it down quite a lot, and then I would go through the list and look at all their videos and work out whether they could do what we needed them to do, which they could. And so that's how that job worked. So none of the drummers knew what they were meant to be doing. They didn't know I was involved. I didn't want them to know I was involved. So no one knew I was involved. They didn't know what was going to happen. They turned up, I think somebody actually said to me that they thought that there was going to be one drum kit and a different drummer was going to sit onto the kit and play. Obviously that didn't happen. And it was basically, I taught all the drummers the whole part. And so when the edited version came, when they started editing, I didn't need to get involved in the editing of the filming, because I knew that wherever they cut here, there or there, that it would all flow. Now, to answer your question, well, I have to say that day one at the football stadium, well, it was a night shoot. It was a 6 o'clock night shoot. It was very, very stressful for me on my own, personally. No, not because of anyone that I was working with, but because I was going into unknown territory. It's the first commercial I've done before. And we were outside. It was going to be a night shoot. I hadn't worked like this I hadn't worked like this for 2 or 3 years. The last big thing I did would have been Hans Zimmer on this scale. So, and that was, I don't know, 3 or 4 years before. Plus I hadn't done a TV commercial. So that was quite nervous, getting in, working if everything I had planned and I'd put into place was going to come in. So that was good. So that was quite exciting, that first one. My favourite shoot, I don't know if I have a favourite one, to be fair, because I loved what they've done with the commercial. I think the commercial looks brilliant, and as a drummer, oh man, it's just awesome to have all those drummers in a commercial. I'm sorry if there's anyone that plays any other instruments in there, but why, you're not going to have 160 guitarists doing it, are you? I think the rooftop was cool. I liked the rooftop. I liked the bus stop, because we were on a high street that worked the high street while we had that drumming scene going. I mean, I think all of them, and I just loved meeting everybody. And I thought I didn't meet none of the drummers. Some I knew, Kieran, you were a gentleman that I didn't know, but some I knew already. But I loved that everyone was just willing to get on with it. And one thing that I loved more than anything was I knew that get 160 drummers together, or big mass groups of drummers together, I knew that it was going to be fun and everybody was going to have fun. The client didn't know that, the film company didn't know that, and the agency didn't know that. They were all there. They didn't know what drummers are like when they all get together. And the enthusiasm of the drummers, every take, every go, was incredible. That first shoot we did in the football stadium was a 12-hour shoot, and it snowed in the middle of the night. So every time we stopped filming, there was people running on, giving all the drummers coats, and they were keeping their hands warm. But every time they just went for it. Every time. Now I knew that was going to happen. I knew that these drummers were going to be like that. I knew that because that's what we are. That's what we're like, and that's what makes us so special. I'm going to say it. But they didn't know that. They're used to doing filming all the time. They're used to doing this stuff all the time. And I know for a fact that the client was absolutely blown over with the enthusiasm, the excitement. It was, Stix Harris has just said, what football stadium was it, Mike? It was Middlesbrough. Couldn't have got any further from me. I live in Bournemouth. I think I drove more on that one day than I did the whole of the year before. But it was Middlesbrough Football Club. Yeah, and I was so proud of being involved. And I knew it would be like that. I'm not going to say it surprised me because it didn't. I know what drummers are like, and I just was so excited and so proud. And when clients that are making a film, or the film company, and those that were on the job know that we would do the take over and over again, and I would talk to you obviously all the time in your ears, and I'd say when we have to cut, you've got to cut, and you did every time. And you know, they said, they're just all the time they're on it, and I knew you would be. And like I said, that enthusiasm. And I remember the night shoot in the rooftop. It started to rain, and we were 12 floors up, and everyone ran to the hills, and the drummers just went, no, let's do it, let's go for it. So yeah, I think I'm very proud of that. I'm really proud of it, to be honest, and I'm proud that that I could be involved in something that got the drum industry or people back to work, earned some money, got some backline going, and hopefully this will be the start of what I think other companies will look at and go, wow, okay, we should be doing more of this. So I hope that answers your question. I'm sorry I've gone on about that too much, but check it out. It's the Ladbrokes TV commercial. We play together. If you need to Google it, it's along to the Subway's Rock and Roll Queen. Right, now we're going, because there's loads of questions. How many takes? Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is levers and cone. Right, okay, how many takes did it take for the broken stick in the commercial? That's a very good question. Lots. It was a lot of broken sticks. And that is what's so special about that filming company. I mean, I didn't know those guys. I'd never worked on that in that environment before, so I had to learn really, really quickly. But their detail was unbelievable. I mean, it was unbelievable, and you just wanted to be involved and get them what they wanted. When I first told them that we needed to break, how they wanted a broken stick, and I said, right, this is how a stick breaks. You've got to break it properly. And I told them how the stick broke. I had a couple of pairs ready, and the props guy came up to me on the very first day of the shoot, and he said, right, now I'm going to need more than that. I was like, what do you mean more than that? It's a broken stick. And he went, no, we're going to need at least 40 sticks, at least. I was like, what? No, you don't need that many. And he went, yeah. So obviously they have to break correctly. Sticks don't break easily, as you know. Mind you, after those 8 days of filming, there was a few broken sticks. But the point I want to make there is that their vision and their eye for detail was unbelievable. And so that they did that stick scene a lot. Like they did a lot of them. They did those scenes a hell of a lot. But that was because they wanted it to be perfect. And you can't knock that at all. Right, what else we got? Okay. It was amazing. Okay, so there's a few people in here. Seb's come in here. It was an amazing experience. Thank you for keeping me calm. You're welcome, Seb. Hopefully I kept everybody calm. I wasn't that calm sometimes, I have to be honest with you. But it's, like I said, drummers are great, aren't they brilliant? Anyway, right. enough about that. So I thought I wanted to just show you a little bit of a drum lesson today. JJ Wallace is in the house. JJ was a Young Drum of the Year winner a couple of years ago. Actually, I've just been in contact with him. He's just come back from uni. Hope you're well, JJ. Yeah, so I thought that I want to show you maybe something. If there's unless there's anything in particular anybody wants to do, and there's the greatest bass player around, Mr. Lance Cottle is also in the house now. I love Lance Cottle's playing, and if you haven't checked out the play along stuff that he's got out, you've got to check it out. Just go over to Lance's social media. Drummers, every drummer needs to download it. Him and Darren Williams have got some great play along stuff. Really, really good. It's helped a lot of people in lockdown. So so thank you for that, Lance. Personally, now I can just shout that out. So again, on YouTube, if you're watching this on YouTube, go and check out Lawrence. It's Cottle Lawrence on social media, but go and check out his the play along. They've just done some great Tower of Power stuff, minus drums, but the quality of the play alongs are brilliant, and you get to play with one of the greatest bass players around. Full stop. And I'm not just saying that because he's in the house. I'm saying that because he is. It's simple. Anyway, you can send me checks in the post, Lawrence, please. Right, yeah, so what I want to talk about, I thought it's something that's come out of the GAD book. For those that missed the beginning of this conversation, or the beginning of this, Steve Gadd book's just come out. Gadd Mints, the first ever Steve Gadd book. Can you believe that? The first ever Steve Gadd book. And one of the exercises that he's got in there, one of the warm-up exercises, right, I'm going to change this now. Best in my age range. Yeah, don't tell me about it, Lance. I know exactly what you mean. So let's get this down here towards the practice pad. Okay, so he talks about some Flam Taps, okay? Okay, so that's one of the things in the book, okay? But it's something that I've been playing around with for quite a while. So basically a Flam Tap, if we're playing doubles with a right hand, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, or left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right. But we flam the first double. So if it's going to go left, left, you put the flam. So you got that. Okay, which is a great exercise on its own. That, gap, back, bassa. Now if you swing it, okay, and then you play it across the cymbal, look what you get. So here we go. You get a swing pattern going. So up to slowly, all you've got there is doubles. Start with your doubles. Left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right. Swing it. Left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Flam the first double. So flam, and then it turns into the swing pattern. Okay, so really think about that flam though. Okay, and not, you don't want it together, you want that flam. Now if you're watching this on Instagram and or you're watching it later, YouTube, you're the right way round. If you're watching it on YouTube, on Instagram, you'll see that it looks like I'm playing it the other way round. This is my right hand here, okay? But you can do it the other way round. So you go. So now I'm starting it, same thing, but now I'm going right, right, left, left. So there you go. That's this week's drum lesson. Played on these Zildjian low volume cymbals and my Vic Firth practice pads. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay. Right. What time is it? Okay. So unless we've got any more questions, I haven't got any live chats this week lined up. I am going to still do some live chats, but it's quite hard and time to get the live chats in place. So I do apologise about that. I will be putting some other stuff up here. And like I said, it looks like a lot of people are going back to work. There's football on. There's other distractions at the moment. I am going to do, for those that are watching this that have supported them, I will be doing another one of my Zoom masterclasses in July. The last one I think was great. Our surprise guest was Steve Smith, which is pretty cool. So I've got some giveaways. I'm going to give away, to start with, I'm going to give away this, which is the Ray Luzier, okay, Sky Gels, okay. So there's 6 20mm, 30mm, 41 pads, plus a signed signed card. So this is the Ray Luzier pack, okay, that they've sent me. So I've got some bits to give away. So if you're new to this, I'm going to give you a question, and it's the first person that can give me the answer, okay? The first person that comes up here and gives me the answer gets to win this pack here of the Sky Gel signature pack. So there's 18 gel packs in here. So I've got 2 or 3 different prizes today. I'm going to start with this one. So the first question is, for what band does Ray Luzier play for? Dan, 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 dan. Okay, let's go. Here we go. Here we go. This is it. Who's the first one, ladies and gentlemen? This is it. It's like bingo. What band does Ray Luzier play for? First person to come out with that answer is... Oh, it's slow, look. It's gone slow. Styx Harris. There you go. Well, actually, you aren't wrong, but you put lawn, and it's actually corn, Styx Harris. So I'm going to have to go with Ali, because I guess your finger slipped and it went to lawn instead of corn. But Ali, I'm afraid I'm going to have to give it to Ali because you got the spelling right. So Ali, you got that correctly. Corn. If you could send me, DM me your address and just tell me that was the prize that you won. You get to win those, and I'll get them in the post to you. Okay, so now I've got another pack, but this time it's their standard pack, the Sky Gel. There's 12 in there. Okay, this one isn't the Ray Luzier signed one, but here's another one. Okay, now this is I'm making these questions up. Do you notice? And sorry if you're watching this on YouTube afterwards, or you're watching this on Instagram later, you can't win. So I'm going to ask you a question now about... okay, so I talked about it at the beginning of the show. So you have to be in it to win it. You should have watched the show to know. So there was a drummer at the top of the show. I talked about a drummer that has released his second solo album that was an original member of Level 42. So I need the correct spelling, okay, but tell me who that was and you get to win this pack. So the drummer that's just released his second album, Beautiful Wounds, I think the album was called. Yeah, it was. Beautiful Wounds was the album. Oh, I think we've got some answers here. Oh, wait a minute, hang on. Right, hang on. Yes. Okay, so this time you got that answer right. And this is Lavison and Converse. So again, could you send me your address? I think you're out in Florida, so send me your address and I will get some of these sent out to you. Okay, so I've got some sticks as well. I'm going to send out some sticks. Okay, so I don't know which ones they are yet because I actually didn't have them in my hand. So I've got one more question for you. One more question for the final prize of the night before we stop for today. And this one, be ready. Okay, you're all sitting there. It's exciting. It's like the lottery. Okay, come on. What is it? Okay, let's go. What is it? Okay, so the question is this. Get ready. It's easy. How many drummers were on the new Ladbrokes commercial? How many drummers were on the new Ladbrokes commercial? So those that are in it might even know the answer straight away, but I need the first person to tell me how many drummers. 160. Well done. So the winner of that one was Stubble Dan. Sticks, you've been just behind today. I do feel for you, Sticks. I tell you what, first things first, Stubble Dan 78. Again, DM me and send me, I need your postal address, so just DM me and I'll get a pair of sticks out for you. And Sticks Harris, I'm going to get you a pair out as well, because you were almost right with corn, but you just got the first letter wrong, and I reckon that was just a finger missing. So just again, Sticks Harris, I'll send you a pair of sticks out as well. So there'll be 4 prizes tonight. Send me your DM me, and that's it. Right, listen, everyone, thank you very much for joining me tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. You know I am. You can DM me if you've got any questions, or you please share this around, let people know it's going to go up afterwards. Like I said, I do apologise that I haven't done any of these for a while, but like I said, things have been busy, and as you can imagine with that Ladbrokes commercial, it was very stressful, as in getting ready for it, and there's a lot of preparation. And I also just started, I just got a new studio in London to go back to one-to-one teaching, which I haven't done for 6 months. Everything's been online. So, you know, please bear with me. Anyway, I'm going to finish the same way as I finish every night, and that is look after yourself. It's so important to look after yourself. Even as we come out of this, I think it's going to be just as hard coming out and finding this new territory and this new landscape that we're going to be all working in than it is going into a lockdown. So, but do look after yourself. Check in with your friends. Make sure your friends are okay. Check in. You know, it's so important that you just never know what people are going through or what they may or may not. So just a little text. Just check in. Make sure they're okay. And that's it. Stay safe.